Okay. In your report, how many people are you talking about? I would think you're talking about you and me, but you tell me in your own words.
One person. Well, two people, me and you, yes.
Right, and so your report only mentions the two of us.
Yes, sir.
And were there any others involved in this event?
I believe that Sergeant Lyon assisted me with the arrest.
L-I-O-N?
No, L-Y.
Objection. Irrelevant.
L-Y. L-Y. Okay. So somebody else assisted you. Were there other people there?
There were medics there, and I believe a state trooper arrived on scene as well.
Okay, medics and state trooper. So who were the medics? What is that organization?
What organization?
Was it like 9/11 or an ambulance? Or?
Paramedics work out of an ambulance. Yes, sir.
Okay. So how did they come? Why would they come?
Because you were bleeding from the top of your left eye.
Okay, and the pepper spray too, but
Oh,
who called them?
I did.
Okay, you called them to come. And again, what is their organization?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Well, I'm blinded, and these people were working on me, and I had no idea who they were. And even when I came and asked the sheriff,
I think he answered the question.
but I didn't understand what he said. Who were these people?
Objection. Asked and
9/11
answered.
or
Paramedics, he already answered that question.
paramedics? But I don't know where they are.
Answer the question, where they are. What medics did you call?
I don't know their names.
Well, what is the
Putnam County,
organization? Yeah.
Putnam County medics, ambulance services.
So did you call 9/11 or?
No, sir, I don't need to call that. I'm a police officer. I have a radio. I just call dispatch.
Okay.
And then they dispatch. They dispatch.
I had no idea how
It's
that
okay.
worked. Okay.
It's confusing.
Now, I believe that in your sworn testimony that you stated that you broke out the right side window and unlocked the door and then dragged me out of the car. Isn't that what you said even orally earlier?
I broke out your passenger side window. We unlocked the your door, driver's side, and myself and Sergeant Lyon removed you from the vehicle.
All right. You used the word passenger. Have you ever ridden on a train or a bus or a plane?
I've been on a plane.
Okay. And were you a passenger?
I believe I was.
Did you pay money?
I didn't personally. Someone else did.
Okay. But a passenger means somebody paying to go somewhere.
Your Honor, I'll object. Irrelevant.
Sustained.
Well, you should
Sustained.
know that. Yeah.
Sustained.
I don't see that you saw any commercial activity involved in this whole event.
It's
You
real,
didn't see
sustained.
passenger. All right, so you said that you and Lyons did this whole thing. Who busted the window?
That'd be
You
good.
did. Excellent job. I couldn't see what happened, but I heard it loud.
Thank you.
And, well, who pepper sprayed me while the window was being busted?
No, sir. I pepper sprayed you before I busted out your window.
Okay, I was certain they were simultaneous events. I went blinded and I heard the window go.
No, sir. My arms are not that long. I can't do that.
Okay, so who was, you were breaking the window, and then who came to take the person out of the car?
Sergeant Lyon first started to remove you out of the vehicle, and then I came from the other side and helped remove you.
Okay. And of law enforcement, only the two of you, but then a state policeman came?
Yes, sir. He came later.
Was he there while I was there?
Yes, he was.
Okay, and did he remain until the car was towed? I thought that the state policeman was there when the car was towed.
I do not remember.
Okay. So you're saying that only the three law enforcement people were there? No more?
Correct.
And how many medics?
I believe there were two.
Right. And so the medic came in a vehicle, and Lyons came in a vehicle, and you came in a vehicle, and then the state policeman came in his vehicle. So there would have been two together in one car, and then three of you in separate cars. So four vehicles, not counting my car, and five people there, right?
Correct.
Okay, but your report mentions nothing about all these other people.
Correct.
Was there a reason you didn't include them?
They had nothing to do with what transpired between you and I.
Well, didn't somebody drag me out of the car, which was not you?
Sergeant Lyon and myself.
Okay. Right. And then the medics were trying to manage my cut and the pepper spray face. They were trying to wash my eyes out, I believe. But I had no trust in anybody having been so traumatized. Okay.
Your Honor, I'll object to strike that. There are no questions.
Sustained.
Now, regarding paperwork in the car or whatnot, somebody, was it you or Lyons or who looked around in the car?
I don't remember who it was, sir.
Okay. Well, did you find anything in the car you thought was relevant?
Some type of sort of citizen paperwork with your name on
Okay, and was that ever returned to me?
it. Not to my knowledge.
Right, and so how can you take that without telling
Now, we're
me?
all objecting to relevance here.
Well, he's taken information from the event and it's been kept out of my reach.
Ask him if he knows what happened to him.
Yeah, what happened to it?
Sir, I don't remember what happened to it. We used it to identify you.
Well, but I think you have an obligation to return it to me. Okay, so how did this sheet of paper identify me?
It had your name on it.
So how do you know that's my name?
After you took that and ran the information,
Okay, you have one sheet of paper and you look on the computer and now you know it's me. What, I don't see that I'm saying that's me and that there's a picture. I don't understand your method of identification.
we took the information off that paperwork, and then I took that and ran it through our dispatch.
Okay, but the information could have been John Doe or Frank Smith. How did you know that that paper was connected to me?
You were in control of the vehicle, and I believe I even called you, Henry, a couple of times, and you actually confirmed that it was.
I can't imagine that happened.
I can imagine you did.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah. So anyway, where is that sheet of paper today?
I do not know what it was.
So you're referencing a piece of evidence that you don't have.
I don't have it with me, no, sir.
Well, then I think we have to discard it entirely. If you cannot present the evidence, it cannot be part of the case. So the whole thing falls apart right there. Isn't that true, Judge, that you can't represent
So
evidence?
there
that
can be
is-
an argument at closing, yes, there can be an argument.
All right. All right. All right. Yeah, I wondered if you knew a reason that your department can keep the secrets from me, keep records that I cannot access.
Your Honor,
Maybe you don't
object's
know.
compounded. I don't know, do you want to know about secrets, do you want to know about information? I have no idea what this question is.
Do you know what a warrant is, and can you tell me the general characteristics of a warrant?
Your Honor, I'll object again to relevance.
It's done.
So he's making an arrest with or without warrants, and we can't know what he thinks a warrant is. Is that what you're
This
saying?
is cross-examination. This is cross-examination, okay? About what's been testified to as to this charge.
Well, I want to know what he thinks a warrant is and or how he can act it out.
Again, I sustain that.
Okay. When did your arrest of me start?
Well, I advise you that you were under arrest.
Okay, the flashing blue lights and all that are not part of the arrest.
That's not actually the actual arrest itself now.
Okay. It's my understanding as soon as you turn the lights
Your
on.
Honor, I'll object. We're not here for his understanding, it's not his turn to
That's
testify.
done.
Okay, did any of the cars that were there, or vans or trucks or whatever they were, did any of those have a dash cam that made a recording and or did you or anyone have a body cam?
I do not have a body cam or a dash cam on my vehicle.
So that you're not aware of any visual or audio records of the event?
That's correct, I'm not aware of that.
Do you think that anybody else may have? It's all right. You said you searched the car and you got something that gave you some form of identity. Okay. I don't know what that is. Okay. Now, you've been pretty clear about everything that happened on the event. I mean, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Okay. Was there any time that you read me Miranda rights and or told me particularly about those rights that I had?
No.
Okay, you didn't mention anything about that.
Objection, asked and answered.
Okay, who else may be a witness to your idea that I was not wearing a seatbelt?
I was the only one that observed that, sir.
Okay. And is there any other witness that has any evidence that I was involved in any commercial activity?
I have no clue.
Okay. Okay. Of this paper that you got from the car, I thought you carried it in when I was forced before Ronald Stone, and you were reading it aloud, handcuffing and prison. Is that true?
I don't recall, sir.
Okay. Well, what is your memory of either the paper that you thought identified me or any other paperwork that you took from the car? How did you handle it? Where did it go?
I don't know where it went to, sir. I just know it has your name on it with information of what you would charge someone if they made contact with you and such things as that.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. Could you put a name on that sheet? I thought it might actually have said fee schedule.
I don't know what craziness that is.
Okay, I have that sheet here with me, I believe. I'd like you to just confirm it. There. Could we mark this as an exhibit? All right, we'll give this back to you, and we'll mark it 2 on there. Does that look familiar to you at all?
Is this yours?
Well, I'm just asking you if that sheet of paper looks familiar to you.
Somewhat, yes.
Okay, so maybe a word was changed or numbers wrong, something, but generally that looks like a sheet that you have. Can you remember any one thing you might have read off of there? I heard you talking, but I don't remember what you were saying.
I'll object to relevance.
He had this sheet of paper. I wondered if this might be the sheet of paper where you thought you identified me.
It looks familiar.
Okay, so is this a driver's license?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, and how is it that you would think that this identifies me? Don't I have to say that is me or not me or concede to something?
Well, when I took this information off this and ran it through our Putnam County Dispatch and got your driver's license, it matched up with you.
Okay, you mentioned a driver's license. Where is that driver's license? I don't think such a thing exists. Do you have any evidence that that exists? Did you bring it with you today?
I don't have your driver's license.
Well, but you're referring to something I don't think exists, and I'd like to see the evidence of it.
Okay. Well, according to the state of West Virginia, you have a identification
But
number.
you didn't bring it here today with you.
I don't have it.
So you didn't find the driver's license in the car?
No.
Nor did you find anything that I conceded was my name or address or whatever. You just have a sheet of paper, and you told Mr. Brown.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
When I brought you here, you did answer to that name, Henry Eldon. So
Okay, did
you
I sign it?
identify-
Yes.
Did you sign no, that you did answer to that name
Okay,
when we
all
were
right.
here?
But you have no proof of either the driver's license or my sign or agreeing or yielding to you on these subjects?
No.
Okay. All right, I think we're almost done. Let me just look at my notes. Have you ever been pepper sprayed?
Yes.
Okay. In the eyes? And can you tell me how long the pain endured?
I object to relevance.
Well, this is what he did to me, I wanted to know if you know what it's about.
Sustained.
Now, when I was out of the car, leaning against the car, you drove a knee, and I think you mentioned it in your report, into the back of my thigh, which really incapacitated me for days. Now, that's like a karate move or something. There's a nerve back there or something, isn't there?
There are objects on that question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you knee me in the back of the thigh to, get me to cooperate or whatever?
To get you to cooperate and keep you from squirming, yes, I did.
Okay. And did you hit me in a particular place with great force because it causes some lameness in the leg?
It caused you to stop moving around. To control
Right, but
the
did you notice I could hardly walk after that?
Alright, objection
Sustained.
relevant.
Sustained.
Okay. But what I'm asking you, I didn't know before, is there a place or a nerve back there that is particularly disabling rather than just hitting a person at large?
There are objections
Sustained.
relevant.
Again, once again, sustained.
So, after this arrest, and you took me, I suppose, to this building, then you took me before Stone, is that correct?
Correct.
And that would have been at 10 o'clock or something?
I don't know the exact.
Okay. And what transpired with the meeting with you, me, and Stone? And what was that meeting?
That was an arraignment on your charges.
Okay, and what was resulted, you can tell me in a short narrative what happened there.
There are objects irrelevant.
Sustained.
Okay. But anyway, you and Stone talked to me, and after that, what happened?
You were transported to the jail.
And do you recall who did that?
Objection relevant.
Sustained.
Okay. And do you have any idea how long I remained in jail?
Objection irrelevant.
Sustained.
But I didn't have an evening with you gentlemen, and then the next day go to some social event in Charleston, and then come back to the jail for a week or so. That wouldn't happen.
Sustained.
What?
The objection sustained. Keep repeating.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I just,
And I understand.
Okay,
that-
I'm
I
ready to
understand the
conclude.
rule that it's not proper for
okay,
cross-examination.
I have no idea how this works. I'm ready to conclude. It seems to me that you, and also in the cooperative, well, I didn't get your name, I'm sorry, for the state.
It's not part of your cross-examination. Move on.
Well, but it involves this question. You're not Sue Young?
Mr. Young.
Elizabeth Sue Young?
Let's conclude here.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I wondered if Elizabeth Sue Young is in the room.
Okay, there's two prosecutors here and a magistrate. We'll discuss that in a minute. I want you to conclude with this officer of
Was
cross-examination.
one of these people Elizabeth?
Yes, there's two prosecutors, okay?
Well-
We'll address that in a minute. Let's go on with cross-examination, okay?
But this question involves Elizabeth.
We're not going to ask questions of the prosecutor. It's improper for court, so you can't ask them questions. Only this
And we can't even
officer.
know if they're in the room.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay,
This
all
officer
right.
is what we need to do.
It seems to me that you, and also the prosecuting attorney assistant, whose name is Elizabeth Young, have captured some information and brought it forward, particularly falsifying the record under
Yes,
your
Your Honor.
perjury oath. And I'm
Doesn't
going to
really
list.
matter what.
I'm going to
Just
list those now.
Sustained. If you have a question, hit the question.
Okay. All right. Is this true or not true? That you never saw a driver's license physically? Did you ever see a driver's license
That's
physically?
been asked and answered.
Okay. Is the date of the event you're standing? You said that that's when that happened. That it's printed on your report and hers
Yes,
as
he
well.
gave the date in his testimony.
Okay, and it would be perjury if you lied about the date.
Correct.
All right. Your report orally and in the report and in your oral statements here today seem to be significantly off about the location of the car when it was finally towed.
Again, that's something for closing if you have
Okay,
an argument.
all right. Did you search the automobile without a warrant?
I did not.
Well, who did?
I did not. I didn't search the
Who got the paper out of the car?
I did not search the vehicle, sir.
Well, did you get a piece of paper out of the car?
Yes, I got a piece
So
of
you
paper.
got into the car without a warrant?
I was already in the vehicle.
Okay, you're already in there,
Okay.
but you had no warrant for that?
Okay.
Okay, all right. And you captured the private automobile from a private property? Okay, and you have,
Said yes.
what?
I
Did
believe
you
he-
capture?
I believe he answered that question. I think that's been asked.
Okay, and I was just bringing all this together.
I believe suspected.
Okay.
I said,
And you state that the probable cause was that you could see that I was driving and not wearing a seatbelt?
Correct.
Okay, and how far away were you from me at that time?
When you passed me,
Yeah, 20 feet, 50 feet?
whatever the lane size would be,
Guess on the distance. You know, one car's 10 foot.
I'm gonna estimate on
I'm good with that.
this. I'd say probably about 25 feet.
Okay, 25 feet. All right, and would you estimate my speed? I think the speed limit is 35 in that area.
Yeah, I didn't estimate the speed, I wasn't looking. for
Well,
speed.
sort of normal travel, yeah.
Yeah.
Not slow and not too fast.
You weren't driving over the speed limit.
Okay. Do you recall when you had got me out of the car, and I would say beating on me, but when you were asking me out of the car, you were examining me about drinking? Do you remember that discussion?
Correct.
Well, highlight that a little bit. Tell me what you
Objection, Your
said.
Honor.
I think so. Go ahead.
Sergeant Lyon believed that he smelled alcohol coming from you. And
Sergeant
then,
Lyon. It was you I remember face to face.
well,
Your Honor, I'll object.
Well, okay, if it was Sergeant, I thought you were asking me about drinking. Oh, he
you
observed.
didn't let me finish.
I'm sorry.
He thought he smelled alcohol, and I told him that it probably wasn't alcohol, that it was probably the base of the pepper spray. Some pepper spray may have alcohol base in it, may not, and that's probably what he was smelling.
Okay, but I think that you particularly interrogated me about the drinking.
He asked you,
He? I
let
thought
me
it was
finish,
you. Sorry.
let me finish. He said he thought he smelled drinking, then I asked you if you'd been drinking, and then you said no, and then I came to the conclusion it's probably the pepper spray that he was smelling.
Okay. Let me make a comment and you can say yes or no. I believe that you asked me not only if I've been drinking, but where and when.
No, that's not correct.
Okay, because I do remember specifically telling you, I have never had a drink in my life. And I think that stopped that discussion.
Okay. I asked you if you had been drinking. That is correct. But I asked you where and when, that is not correct.
Okay. We just remembered that. Okay. Now, you say that at some point I have given you my name or my address or something. Would you be clear to articulate that?
When we came here, you did identify yourself as Henry Eldon to me during conversations.
We're talking about that event or we're talking about here today?
No, I did, sir. Here.
I didn't understand what you said. Could you repeat it?
When we were here during the processing, during
Oh,
conversations.
with Stone. I mean, yeah, Stone.
Well, with Stone before was Stone. When we were-
When you and I were
Let him
privately.
finish.
Yeah.
Let him finish.
Okay. Okay. Do you recall the other officer in the room where you were trying to fingerprint me or something?
I don't remember who was in there.
Okay. But do you recall that there was somebody there?
At some point, another deputy came in to transport you guys.
And then you went back and typed on a computer something to do your report.
At some point, yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. So you say that at the courthouse that I gave you my name.
Mr. Eldon, during the processing, yes, you identified yourself as Henry Eldon.
Right. And in the processing, you mean the activity at the courthouse.
Correct.
So when you stopped me in the car and captured me and hit me and sprayed me, all that time you didn't have any awareness of a driver's license or of my name.
We received the paperwork. We got up here, through the paperwork that we had, through the information I had, and through your own verbiage as Henry Eldon. Okay, if we'd not had identified you as Mr. Eldon, then we would have put you as a John Doe warrant, as someone who refused to provide the information.
Right,
But we were able,
okay.
let me
I'm
finish. We were able to identify who you were through all that totality of the circumstances. Yes.
Okay, and your means of identifying me is remote records on a computer, not my own willful conception.
The records of computers and through our conversations as you identify yourself as Henry Eldon.
But you have no signatures or any proof of that.
I don't have the signatures.
Right, okay.
I do have your verbiage though.
Okay. All right. I believe that you have committed felony perjury.
No, object, it's not a question.
Yes,
By
this is
these
not a
many
question,
things
sir.
about-
Again, that's
okay.
something for closing.
All right, I think we're done with the interview, so I have other things for the court.
You'll have a chance just in a minute.
All right.
Are you through asking questions?